YouTube. Man, it has been a long time. Almost a month. Actually, probably a month from the last official episode. For the record, I have missed every single one of you. It's been probably the toughest time of my life, and that's not even an exaggeration. Not going into detail, but I can't exaggerate. Really tough times, bad times, but things have worked out, and I have my recording equipment back. I'm settled, Wi-Fi, all of that. So, appreciate you guys that are still here. Missed you all dearly. I've been wanting so bad to get back to Gallop Racer, just to be able to connect with you guys and all of that. So, I'm happy to finally be back and provide more content for you guys. It's always the goal. So I haven't played Gallop Racer in basically a month. Now I did do just a practice race, obviously off screen, with Delta Dream. Just wanted to make sure I had my bearings with me, for the most part. Horse racing obviously is pretty much in full effect. National Treasure, winning the Preakness. Wish I could have live streamed that. Obviously wasn't able to. We have a lot of horses still, and we're at the tail end of year 38. And we have about actually I think we have about a dozen races to finish. Some championships we're chasing. One thing I was trying to do, this Philly Cup, initially I had two of my horses entered, and Eastside Band, she's the one that needs to go for this, being that she is 2 years old and she's on a winning streak, 2 for 2. I had Point Black, our other 2-year-old filly, in here, but I didn't want to do that. This grade 2, this 18 furlong, look who's here, Shallow Light. It says you can negotiate. It's a lie, because this is what it says. Another jockey's already riding her. Can never get her back. I think I had a comment about that a while ago, like, oh, you can get your horses back. You can't. Once you lose them in this game, you can't. Apologize for the noise. I'm pretty close to the street. Really outside of my control, but I'm going to get some. My recording setup is going to go through changes. This is just bare bones right now, and I just really wanted to get back to recording and actually playing Gallop Racer. It's good for my mental health, trust me. It is, at least in moderation. And look at her now. I mean, her stats are still whatever, right? Temper and response are bad. Power's almost at a 90. She's pretty much almost at her peak finally. And actually, she's getting wins for the most part. Her last 2 grade 2 wins, pretty impressive. She was the favorite. She ended up winning. But still, 6 wins and 23 starts. I mean, that's not super crazy. But yeah, I'm still upset I lost her. She was a project horse. Wish I could have kept her. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. I don't know how it's going to go. Probably we'll split this up into a couple of parts, not too long. But yeah, miss you all. Really did. Eastside Band, she's up in the Philly Cup here. She's going to pay 70 cents to win. As expected, no competition in the field. And, yeah, it really should not be a problem. Eastside Band's been awesome. She comes from Diamond Planet out of Tigris to Stone. Still don't know the 3 of her other latent abilities. I'm assuming over the length of her career we'll figure those out. I hope. Speed's 88. She's pretty much already at her peak, so I suspect she probably won't stay strong. You know, I'm going to take that back. I don't know how long she'll stay strong. I think horses are going to peak quicker because they're already at their peak, and those are usually the horses that sometimes can last maybe a couple of years. Eastside Band, she's special. Tigris of Stone was awesome. Diamond Planet's been an awesome sire for us, so she could actually stay strong probably for a couple of years, maybe till her 5-year-old season. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I mean, we'll win with her, as we already are. And, yeah, I think she'll do perfectly fine as she's already doing for us. She's a little bit jumpy in the gate, but we're off in the Philly Cup. I don't even know her leg type. I forgot. That's a thing in this game. when I say I forgot, it's like because I haven't played. I forgot. It's not as if I, completely forgot it's a thing in general. It's just when you haven't played a game in a while, and it's just those little things you're used to remembering. Like, oh yeah, that totally is a thing. I still think she wants to run towards the front. I just don't know where. She could be a front runner for all I know, but it's not really worth putting her up there. Keeping her as a procedure, probably the best thing for her. Now, if she hits max stamina, that tells me she's okay with where we're at, but she doesn't in this race. Again, she's going to pay 70 cents to win. I'd be hard-pressed to find we're going to struggle here. Okay, just kind of keep it nice and easy with her. Now we can go. Here we go. She's discouraged, but I mean, she's got an awesome pedigree. She should be able to make this work pretty easy. Down the stretch we come. Okay, grit. That's her second ability. That's one we didn't know. So that's 2 for 4 we have. And there she goes. Eastside Band runs away with it. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. She pulls away, and she gets it done. And there she is. Grade 1 winner. Her first Grade 1 win in her career. It is the Philly Cup for the girl Eastside Band. Let's go. It's easy, man. It's easy. And that's that Tigris of Stone in her. And there she is, your Philly Cup champion. Wins by a length and a half. And position wasn't great. So maybe she's... I don't know where she wants to run. I just hope the game tells me. She wasn't comfortable as a procedure. Maybe she's mid? I have no idea. Regardless, it's a good win. It could have been better, obviously, but not knowing her position always makes things more challenging for any horse. So that's literally out of my control. It's a good win for our girl Eastside Band. Her first Grade 1, and hopefully she'll get a 2-year-old award. And she is still only C ranked. 98 stamina. Whoa. 98 stam. Did not expect that at all. That's wild. She's actually looking like she's turning into a low-key super horse. Again, not like entirely surprised, but I mean 98 stam. I wasn't expecting that. Let's check the pedigree. So we go as far back as Western Tiger Swab Buster. That's where it starts. As far as her grandfather's side. And then Arctic Crop and Night Breeze on her grandmother's side. Or great-grandmother, I should say. Great-grandparents. I stand corrected. Arctic Crop, Night Breeze, great-grandparents from her grandmother's side. And then Western Tiger and Swab Buster, great-grandparents from her grandfather's side. And then eventually we had Flying Cowboy and Pink Gemstone, 2 originals who produced Tigris of Stone, who we bred with Diamond Plant. So again, great pedigree. Look at all the horses in there. She has Western Tiger. She's got Flying Cowboy. She's got Diamond Plant. Arctic Crop. All pretty exceptional horses as far as the sires and the studs are concerned. So she's 3 for 3 with the Grade 1. And she's shown no signs of really facing any serious opposition. Her heart rating doesn't look like it's great in regards to the head-to-head. Yeah, it's only 56, but again, when you have a horse with 88 speed and 98 stam, it makes up a lot, so really happy there with Tigris of Stone. And her distance is 7 to 12. That's perfect. She can go for a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a layoff until February. We'll put her in the Grade 3 Queen Stakes. See how she handles that. Great win. First time back. Now, I'm just checking these races to see if there's anything that stands out. I'm not going to get any more horses. We already have a bunch. So, good win. Good kickoff. Definitely a good kickoff here today. Hopefully you all are well. Cannot forget to say that since it's been feels like a long time. You know what's crazy? I was telling my friend earlier today. I'm like, I used to go months without recording videos. And to be honest, it wasn't even that I was dealing with serious stuff. It just, I don't know. I didn't really feel like the videos were doing that well at that time, or the channel just wasn't as big as it is now. You know, so I guess in all honesty, the motivation just wasn't there. But it's like now the channel I think is a lot bigger. There's more of you in the community. So if I go even a couple of weeks without a video, it feels like I've been gone for months, you know. But it's like that's what you guys that have been around here for a long time, like since 2015, 2016. Remember that used to be the norm. I wouldn't upload for months. I'd be like, oh hey, I'm back. And I was so disappointed in myself once I realized I'm like there was no excuse for me not to be uploading that long. We're here in the open 7 furlong race on the dirt. Maple Leaf with Little My. I believe this is Kayla's horse in the community. And she is the favorite. I know literally nothing of her. Is this our first race? No, she's raced once before. She is a dirt horse, we know that. 9 furlongs, we know that. And that's about it. From Formal Opera out of Moontrapper. And that doesn't help with the light type, because Formal Opera literally can run anywhere. So that doesn't help.
The horses are in the gate.
Tiger's Eye shows the record here. Tiger's Eye has a record at a couple of tracks, and I didn't even keep that horse long enough to retire it. That's really crazy. Now, granted, maybe those records have been set by the AI. That's totally possible. But I'm not entirely sure. It's raining on the dirt, so we're racing in the slop. Oh, Little My, I don't even know where you want to be, my girl. We're going to change it up. We're actually going to do some first-person POV. So at least look at the horses a little bit closer in detail.
Watch out.
Until you bump a horse, then that doesn't help your case, right? And I don't even know where her toughness rating is. Yeah, I wasn't really looking. That's totally my fault. Stamina's pretty much already peaked, so I don't know how this. We're the favorite. I sincerely hope she can kind of make away with this. Okay, here we go. That's a loud car horn. And she's actually pulling away pretty nicely. Furlong left to go. Plenty of stamina. Little My taking off. It's just an open. But it's just good to see that even under the not so perfect race conditions, she can still make it work. And she clears that pretty easily. 2 stayed competitive on the inside. But it really wasn't any serious worry. That's actually a good effort. You know, I didn't know where she wanted to run. We bumped the horse. She stayed tough, and she really ran down in the stretch. That's a good effort for Little My. Very good effort. Wins by a length and a half. Again, position. What do they want me to do? Like, I don't know. I'm just going to have to wait till they tell me. And we're already moving on to another race, the Young Crown Cup. 2-year-old Colts and Fillies. First down dash is up in the favorite. We're getting favoritism everywhere, finally. Well, I can't even say finally. That's kind of been the thing for a while. Especially more now. We're getting better horses each year. First down dash. Let's take a look at this guy. Or no, this girl, excuse me. We at least know her leg type. That makes things a lot easier. From Golden Boy out of Black Ruby. Last corner leader and stretch burst are her abilities. Rough track, okay. 67 response, and we know virtually nothing else. Light type helps. If there's anything I can know about my newest 2-year-olds, the light type. Everything else will figure itself out. Light type allows you to put your horse where they need to be. You know? It really does. Your stats, you'll figure it out. The abilities, you can, for the most part, figure some of them out. But again, if you don't know where your horse wants to be in a race, where they're comfortable, that can upset, that can literally ruin your race. We've all been through that, right? So, it's nice to obviously have that already dialed in, for sure. So, doing good so far, 2 for 2. Let's see if we can make this 3 for 3, which we should. Have a good close to the year. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to do in this episode, just try to get through most of these races at the end of the year. As again, there's still a progress. I'm still needing to do my setup properly. I'm trying to figure out where I want things. My room is really empty at the moment, so as far as the acoustics, the quality, I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put my recording equipment. Even thinking about getting some things for the walls, you know, just to help. So I'm trying to figure all that out. I didn't really need to do it at my last place, but here I actually do. Especially because, like, I live pretty close to the street, so I want to make sure there's not too much background. I want to try to minimize that as much as possible is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'm just going to try to figure all that out in the meantime.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
So looking good with first down dash here. She's comfortable. No revolution. That's fine. We win most of our races without one. Here we go.
2 furlongs to go.
Take off. Keep running, keep running, keep running. Last corner leader, that's always good to have. 3 still staying competitive. She's still got some stamina. Furlong left to go. And first down dash, pulling away. That's exactly what we like to see from Golden Boy out of Black Ruby. It's what you expect from this filly. 3 for 3, 2 grade 1s from the HRG stables. Let's go, baby. Good wins. Good wins. Let's go. First down dash to her first grade 1. Every time. We love it. Young Crown Cup victor. Well, I suppose at this point, any of the girls could win the 2-year-old filly award if they're doing. And she actually wins by 3 lengths. Biggest winner so far today in the episode. So that's pretty impressive. But again, you see the difference, right? When you know your horse's leg type. I swear I had somebody try to argue me that it doesn't matter. I'm like, bro, just arguing with me for the sake of arguing with me is not cool. Like, don't make yourself sound like an idiot. Leg type is very important, especially with your newest horses. It is. You know, you can just get in a rhythm. So, really happy with that. And we went on to a grade 3. Major River. She has a long way to go. She's only 4 years old. She won't peak until she's 6. Bolero's gal is here. We lost her. Turns out, I guess, we still will not have a filly for Bolero, from the Bolero pedigree yet. I thought we had one more horse in the barn. I don't think so. She had weird abilities, weird stats. Power was her best. Everything else is really not good. So, for what it's worth, she's one horse I'm okay with losing. You know, and you don't want to, but again, I thought, she was a project horse from Long Live Bolero out of Irish Fleet. Perhaps maybe a stronger brood mare would have given us something better, but we were only working on so much. So Major River, as you can see, she still has another year and a half till she's pretty much at her peak. Actually, yeah, about another year and a half. Most of her stats in the 60s will obviously hit 70s, maybe 80s, depending on what the stat is. So we still have some time with her. Still have some time. Just curious, any of you guys listening, let me know who you like in the Belmont Stakes going forward. Forte should finally be making his return. Still think it's a bit early. I know he missed out, but like the whole Triple Crown duration, it's not long, bro. Like it's a month. It's basically a month of like, 4 to 6 weeks of running the Kentucky Derby to the Preakness to the Belmont. That's really not a lot of time if a horse is coming off of an injury. So I hope he's ready, most importantly. I mean, we've had obviously I think there's been a lot more injuries this year, and maybe there's also more attention on it, but I still wish they would wait to race horses until they're at least 3.5. 2 years old is still to me too young. I don't care what anybody says. You know, it's a reason why so many 2-year-olds are euthanized. That's not by coincidence. They're still developing, man. Some develop faster than others, but 2 is still, in my opinion, too young to be racing some horses. It's the only thing about horse racing that really bothers me. I'm just like... And it's all in the sake of money. Like, just wait a year. At least. A year and a half. Maybe 2. These horses can properly develop, you know? But it's like, no, we care about our money and our profits. So we'll race them when they're still basically babies.
2 furlongs to go.
Good run here for Major River. Wonder if we can end up pulling it the upset. Furlong and a half left to go. She's got a really great run. Oh, we might go ahead and clean this up. It's really ironic how good of a horse she is in this game. I feel like she's actually really overrated in 2003. And Major River is going to go ahead and pull the victory off as a big long shot, expected to finish 11th. She ends up rounding the field, hit the podium, and finish first. Man, when she hits her peak, she's already really enjoyable to ride. So once she hits her peak, it should be smooth sailing. Look at that. Fast pace as well. Major River destroying the field. Double S on the spurt. Takes it away. Superb. Another fine victory. I had not scheduled this as a win. Yeah, neither did I. But I suppose when you're on Major River, anything's possible. If you know how to, ride with her, most importantly. Guys, we're 4. Are we 4 for 4 today? Yeah, we're 4 for 4. Like, for me, this is how it happens sometimes, right? If I don't play for a long time, I can come back and be really bad or just kind of just be right in the groove. Does it help that maybe I've actually been going up to the track in real time, my local track, Thistledown, like at least 2 or 3 times a week? That can't have anything to do with it. I literally haven't really played video games, but I don't know. Maybe it's a subconscious thing. Maybe not. Anyways, we're here in the China Mile with Little Vixen, and she's expected to finish 9th. This is for the GWS Sprint. I gotta be honest, I don't remember what the standings are. I think we're leading at least 2 of the 3 categories, or we're at least in second. But I can't remember. I just can't remember at all. And I think we're secure in the turf. The sprint, I don't remember. So either way, I'm going to have to treat this race like I got to win it. Shuggy Oogie's the favorite. That's unusual. The horse is usually expected to finish in the top 3, top 5, but usually not the favorite. Such a ship is here, Rude Death, Irish Song. So, it's a decent field for sure. We can definitely find ourselves in a bad spot if we don't pay attention. So Miss Vixen, her stamina is bad. Doesn't matter. It's a mile. I think she can handle it. She's pretty much at her peak. 85 speed. She's still able to, have some decent legs under her. So it's really just going to depend on how I manage her. From Diamond Planet to Pink Gemstone. Let's see how she does. Let's see how she does.
The horses are on the track.
But yeah, it's been an interesting year in horse racing, And I'm talking, I guess, more from the North American scene. I just swear the time I really wanted to get into the European scene, get so busy, right? Which I will. Now I'll be able to manage my time, definitely over the summer. Going to pay attention more to horse racing outside of North America for sure. Yeah, it's been interesting. I think we've had some good races here and there. Obviously, some good surprises. Nothing's been super predictable. I think that's when I like horse racing the most. Now, if you're thinking about if you're thinking about the North American scene, and you want a triple crown, right? Anytime a horse wins the Kentucky Derby, you're always hoping that horse can go on to win the Preakness and the Belmont. Mage, decent effort in the Preakness, clearly couldn't run with Blazing Sevens and National Treasure, which, hey, National Treasure, that horse really held his own. I'm curious how he'll continue to kind of go on. You know what I mean? I think he's a solid proceeder to front runner, so I'm curious if he'll continue to develop like that and maybe prove that, depending on the pace. He benefited off of the slow pace. If that was faster, I'm not sure if he would have been up there to actually win it. So National Treasure, from races I've watched, he definitely seems to benefit off of the slow pace. No, Rebo, it's fine. She lost the head-to-head. We'll see how she answers back. Come on, Vixen, keep fighting. Who is that ahead of us? That is Shuggy Oogie. That's what we got to catch. The tough race. Furlong left to go. 10-7 in that last fraction. Little Vixen's fast, man. Don't count her out yet. Don't count her out. And this can be a photo finish at the end. And she may have just got there. She may have just gotten there. I don't know why they said we were supposed to finish 9th. I feel disrespected. Who are they going to give us to? Yeah, Little Vixen. 5 for 5, ladies and gentlemen. 5 for 5. Little Vixen wins. Again, I don't even know what her standings are in the GWS Sprint. Imagine she really needed to win that race and I had no idea. What a win, man. What a win. And a photo finish, 4 across the line. Little Vixen gets it done. What a win. Holy cow. Can I save that? Try memory card slot 2 if I have space. I'm missing the zone. I'm in the zone. I feel like subconsciously, like actually watching racing more in person is somehow sinking into me. I really have been paying attention. How the jockeys are driving and just kind of, and I say driving, I don't mean that strictly for harness horse racing. I mean that for just any, whether it's the thoroughbreds or, it's, you guys know what I mean, right? Just when they're timing. I noticed that a lot. In the distance races that went over a mile, for the most part, the horses that usually ended up winning at my local track were the horses that stay relatively closer to the front. You'd have a closer that would finish in the top 3, but they didn't usually win. It was the horses that paced themselves up front in the top 3 and managed themselves. The jockeys were doing well with managing, the speed and the pace, and then they really opened up in the stretch. Right? Control the pace. That to me is the best thing you can do as a front runner. Don't go too fast. You can go slow if nobody's going to challenge you, and then it could benefit you in the case of National Treasure. A different race, I think Forte would have challenged National Treasure, and I think had Forte been in the Preakness, I think that would have definitely shown whether or not National Treasure could have really handled, a faster pace. They were basically walking after the first, half mile. They slowly picked it up, obviously, once they hit 3/4, but it was slow halfway through. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a subconscious thing. But anyways, we're 5 for 5. Haven't lost, on a roll. China Cup, GWS Turf Territory, Vivid Eyes. Not the favorite. Again, my only goal is to win because I can't remember the standings. I know we're in at least the top 2, top 3 in the sprint and the GWS Turf categories, but outside of that, I can't even remember who's where. I should have checked, but we'll see. We've been racing nonstop, so can't even take a break. All right, Vivid Eyes expected to finish 4th. Who's the favorite, actually? Nice Art. Race is wide open. We were 9th and 11th in the last 2 races, and we won both of those. So why should we not be able to win this one? From Vivid Legend, Ada Moon Trapper. And this is pretty much her at her best, so I was kind of hoping there would be stats in the 80s. I don't think anything actually hit 80, unfortunately. So, Vivid Eyes, I think she was a horse I was kind of contemplating on whether or not I would use her for breeding. I think she's proven herself track-wise, her stats. I mean, as far as her record, but her stats, I'm not sure yet. You know what I mean? Because she has bad temper, her field's not great. Everything else is okay, so at least for the important categories, you won't get any bad stats, but the temper and feel you have to keep into consideration, so we'll obviously see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think. I realize with this game, I definitely overthink it, especially with the races that I don't end up winning or I have like subpar results. It's just me overthinking it or not paying attention. It's not hard, and I think I've talked about that. It's just a matter of whether I really feel like I'm in the zone and just kind of paying attention to what I'm doing or whether I'm really not. I've been wanting to play this game for weeks, so maybe I'm really focused, but in all honesty, I'm just kind of enjoying just taking it a step at a time with each horse. But again, I really feel like watching in person is somehow sunk into my subconscious. I was paying very close attention. One, I just love watching the horses run. You guys know that. It's my whole appeal to horse racing. Magnificent creatures running at pretty impressive, incredible speeds. Now, I don't need you to go this fast, Vivid Eyes. We need to, keep a pace. Is that Capono? Yep. Should know. Purple silks, of course. Just flat purple silks. No designs. How plain Jane, yeah. No, it's all good. I mean, as long as you're winning it, I suppose it doesn't really matter what your silks are. But, yeah, think about it. Jerry Bailey, right? The orange and the blue. The polka dots. I think silks, Secretariat. You got like every horse and their jockey, their silks, I think it really does, for what it's worth, make that jockey stand out. That horse and jockey combo stand out more, you know? John Velasquez, right? You got the blue and the pink, you know? It's just like, for what it's worth, I think it does make a difference. Oh no, Bears already in contact. Come on. Well, she's still in the fight. Who's that? Nice Heart. Nice Heart's pulling away. Unless we have, I don't know, furlong left to go. Maybe Nice Heart will drop, but and Bears just kind of happened. So we're just going to finish third. Yep, I think third. All right. I mean, had we not hit Bears, maybe that would have been a win, but it's kind of hard to debate. What are they going to give us in the stretch? Wow, contact, yeah. Yeah. It is what it is, so we'll see how that ends up turning out for us. Gosh, just race after race, bro. Now we're in the China Vase with Solo Rider, and granted, this is probably not even for anything special. I feel like, I can't remember if he has the Longchamp title or not. I know he's a horse that I thought had more titles than he should, and he, like, doesn't, so. Gotta love people on their loud Harley motorcycles, which some of you, depending on where you live in the world, maybe people don't ride Harleys there, and if they don't, I envy you. In America, people ride loud, obnoxious Harleys. And granted, if you have a Harley and you like it, I'm not hating on you. It's just they're really loud at night. They're really, really loud. They're loud in the day. But at night, when people are trying to sleep or just kind of relax, and you just hear this loud. It's just like, you know, trying to relax. Anywho, Solo Rider, expected to finish 6th. Not that it matters. The game never really gives us favoritism with this guy. And we've only lost less than a handful of races, literally, like less than 5, I think. Don't quote me. I could be entirely wrong. But we know we haven't lost a lot. His stats have... This is an example of a horse that peaked pretty much right at 2, between 2 and 3. And despite his stats looking awful, he's still competitive, and he has still won a bunch. That's what I think Eastside Band will be. And they're actually half siblings. Eastside Band is from Diamond Plan out of Tigers of Stone, right? The 2-year-old filly we had our first race with in today's episode. And Diamond Plan, or excuse me, Solo Rider here is from Diamond Plan out of Moon Trapper. So they're half siblings, same father, different mothers. And Diamond Plan, that is what I've noticed. A lot of his offspring, they're peaking quickly, you know, right at 2 or 3. But again, I think because of how strong Diamond Plant is, these horses are able to run beyond their peak. So instead of peaking at 2 or 3 and then falling off a cliff, for them, you know, air quotes, like they're actually staying competitive a lot longer, and that's obviously what you want if you have a horse that's supposed to peak early. You want them to still be competitive a couple of years after that. You get as much as you can out of them. And it's just, you know, it's good to still be able to win with a horse like that, right? It's nothing worse than having a horse that peaks at a time you don't want them to peak. And then, you know, sometimes they do fall off, right? And you're like, okay, I got to retire you because we're just not getting the same results. Hasn't been the case with Solo Rider. This guy's still finding ways to win and be competitive well beyond his prime. So that's always enjoyable. Then most of us can relate to that with whatever our favorite horses are in this game. And that's the thing about horse racing. I talk about it all the time. I hate that that's been taken out of the sport, man. Like, owners are so greedy nowadays and make excuses for it. It's like, no, just be honest. You care more about your money than sometimes just being able to see these horses run and still be competitive for years beyond their prime. Like, have you guys ever thought about it? How many horses maybe could have still been exceptionally competitive well beyond their prime, but we will never know because they were literally retired right before their 4-year-old birthdays, really? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And again, we know money dominates most of everything in the world, but it's like it's become so much more prominent now in horse racing nowadays. It's like, what's next? Are we just going to start retiring them at 2 years old if they win a couple of races before their 3-year-old season? Like, it's ridiculous, man. Just feel like there should be a limit at some point. I mean, at the end of the day, these owners, they have to be conscious of their horses. And I can understand it from a health and safety perspective, but that's not the case most of the time. It's purely money. Oh, we're retiring the horses. We care about his safety. No, you've earned like 10 million, whatever, 20 million in earnings, and you want to retire the horse for breeding because you're going to make 50 times that amount. That's what it's about. The whole, like some owners are so fickle with that, and it does annoy me. As they hide it under under the the guise of safety and it's and health of the horse. But it's like, no, you're gonna make way more from breeding with that horse. That's why you're retiring it well before it probably hits its peak. You're not fooling anybody. Come on, Solo, finish strong, brother, finish strong right to the end. Oh, I think we just got there. Just got there in time. Yep, just got there. This is what I mean, man. This guy won't even be the favorite and still wins. Like, there could be real life horses like this that could still be winning like this, and they have been retired for years. Does that not annoy anybody else? Does that not irritate anybody else? Am I the only one? Seriously? Oh, those are motorcycles, but not Harleys. Expected to finish sixth. Finishes first, wins it, and that's a tough distance, man. 12 furlongs. That's not an easy way to go. So we are 6 for 7 today, if my math is correct. Let's go, man. Great stuff. Great stuff. Okay, finally a break in the action. So yeah, we win with Little Mai in the Open. We win with First Down Dash of the Young Crown Cup. We win with Major River in the Grade 3 General. We won with Little Vixen in the China Mile, and she was expected to finish 9th. We win with Vivid Eyes. Or no, we come in 3rd, with Vivid Eyes in the China Cup. And we win with Solo Rider. Okay, only 6 races. I thought it was 7. 5 for 6, though. That's still pretty good for an opening. I'm happy with that. Okay, so Little Vixen, she was clear. I knew we were safe. I just didn't remember where. Little Vixen was, wow. She absolutely destroyed the GWS Sprint. Destroys Far Soul, Sugar Slide Attack, Tender Value, Shooting Love, More Striker. That's incredible, man. When you think about it, she wins this by literally almost by double points, right? If she had 48 points, she would have been double of what Far Soul was in 2nd place. I did not think she was that far ahead. Holy cow. That is awesome. I'm so happy for her, man. Little Vixen, she deserves that, man. Pink Gemstone, she never won a GWS, but we all know her and we love her. She was so competitive. Always finished what it seems like in the top 5, Had a couple of great grade 1s, and she produced a daughter that destroys the GWS Sprint. That's awesome. Vivid Eyes. Okay, so we were pretty safe regardless. Even if I would have lost those 2 races, I think we would have still been okay. Vivid Eye, she's going to go ahead and secure the GWS Turf. Arbor Global Song, Deep Wonder, Even Fan. And in the dirt, Delta Dream. He had that cleared. Wow, we actually swept the GWS this year. I totally forgot. I thought we already won with Delta Dream last year. No. Yeah, Delta Dream, arguably one of our best horses on track. No, the best horse on track. This guy is like untouched. Best dirt horse we've had in this game. 136 points. It's the best I've ever did in the GWS in this game ever. I don't think I've ever hit 136. Let's go. GWS Sprint for Little Vixen. Well deserved. GWS Turf coming up for Vivid Eyes. Well deserved. Let's go. Horses all with the blinkers and hoods. And GWS Dirt for Delta Dream. Let's go. Rocking and rolling at the HRG stables. Let's go. That's what we're talking about, right? Success, wins, consistency. Yes, sir. And supposedly, I don't know what I'm doing with this game. Saying that from the perspective of like, oh, because I play it differently, that means I don't know what I'm doing. I just need the right horses. I think that's the case for everybody. I will stand by that. Any of you guys playing the game as well, don't compare yourselves to me or anybody else. Just find horses that work for you, enjoy it, and do your thing. And I see some of that in the group chat with some of you guys, and I love to see that. You're finding horses that you can win with, and you're winning. That's really all that matters. And you're having fun. Like, who cares if you're using different horses than everybody else? Like, that's, there's so many horses in this game. Do something outside the box, right? Little Vixen, 8 grade 1s, 14 wins and 19 starts. That's pretty impressive. And I don't know what I'm going to do for retirement. I'm just getting back into the loop of things. I have to remember what my plans are, but she's a Hall of Famer. That's all that matters. So I'm going to put her in a grade 3, and that's fine. Vivid Eyes, 5 grade 1s, 10 wins and 20 starts. She is a Hall of Famer as well. So several Hall of Famers. Put her in a 12 furlong. That's fine. Major River, get you in a grade 3. But seriously, man, just like, she's not racing, okay, till January. Seriously, find whatever horses work for you that you enjoy working with. And to me, that's the best way to have success in this game. Maybe a horse that everybody else runs with, you may not like. We all have that. I'm sure we've all encountered a horse. We're like, not ideal with us. People just ride up and down the street and the same stuff. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, I think that's pretty important. And it's just good to see people have success with different horses. Does anybody else not get bored of just seeing the same success stories with the same horses that have been proven to be good horses in the game? Like, don't you like to see different stuff? Like, oh, I didn't know that horse is that good. Or, oh, I didn't think giving that horse a shot would be worth the time. I think that's pretty special. It's just me, though. First down dash, get you in an open 6 furlong. Little My. Get you in the dirt at some point. February, that's fine. All right. So good start. Really good start. Pretty happy with those results. About 40 minutes in. I could end up splitting this, or I might just go ahead and wrap this up for the first episode. So I have a lot more to do. I just want to come back and let you guys know I am back officially. So I appreciate you guys. So much love over the channel for the years, the months, even in the midst of my hiatus. Appreciate you guys so much. Missed you all. Like I said, back on the grind. We'll be back with more Gallop Racer here. This week will be another episode. But until next time, Horse Racing Gamer signing out. Hope you have a great and fantastic day. I will see you soon, and goodbye.